Good morning, guys. Let's go ahead and study about the insert statement. Although we have been using this statement from very beginning and like creating tables and inserting rows again and again, but yes, today we will be going ahead and like seeing various more things we can do up with the insert statement. Let us understand it in depth today. So again, you can see over here that we have created a table departments. Let me go ahead and like run it. So we have created a table departments. So departments already exist because I am not using a S. So I have created up a table. I'm deleting the previous table and creating up the table again, which is department. So this is good now. Everything green. And now let's go ahead and insert the value. So at first, I would like you to notice this function, which is last insert ID. So this is the ID, like which is a function given by MySQL which you can use, and this is how you can fetch up the last insert ID, which is auto incremented. So auto incremented values, and like when you put up in department ID, so it will fetch up that last insert ID, and like I'm just doing a +1 and then giving the department name to be GHJ. So the first thing is like you can insert into departments. Whenever you use the insert statement, you say insert into table name, which is departments, and then the values. Then I will give the values, something like this. This is good. If you do not specify a parenthesis and give the column names here, then it means that you will have to give the values of all the columns, as it has only one column which has to be represented, because department ID is something which is auto incremented, right? Let me add another column, say department value. It can be anything, right? I'm just giving it randomly int, and let me go ahead and create this table again, so that the new table also have this department value thing. And let me go ahead and insert the value into this table, say ABC department, and let me run it. As soon as I run it, it says column count does not match. Why? Because we have not given a parenthesis over here, which means that all the columns should be given the value. So we have given just one value, which is for department name. We have to give another value, which is for department value. Now if we go ahead and run it, it will be okay. Again, the column count does not match. So I think we will have to even give the value of the department ID. So now I will give the value of the department ID, and now let me run it. Now it is okay. So even if the value is auto incremented, then also you will have to give it. Again, this is something like I did not realize before, but like while doing it, you can realize it. But one thing is for sure, like if you do not use the parenthesis over here, then you will have to give the values of all the columns. But there might be a scenario where your table has like 30 columns, 50 columns, and you cannot give all the columns, right? So this is why the MySQL and Microsoft SQL give you this feasibility of using this parenthesis. Here you can choose whatever column value you need to give. So for example, if I need to give just department ID and department name, I can go ahead and run this query. So this will be okay. You can see over here that this has been completely successfully. Let me say select star from departments, and let me just run it. So now this particular table will I have spelled it wrong. DEPARTMENTS, departments. Select star from departments. So again I will run it, and it will show me two values. In the second value, department value is null because we have not inserted it. So we have inserted something like this. Then we can insert multiple values. Again, in multiple values, after first value, rather than just putting up a semicolon, put a comma and give the second value. Again, you can mention a parenthesis over here or not over here. If you're not, then all these parentheses, if you see these yellow lines, between these yellow lines, these yellow braces, all the column values should be there. If this is not present, but as this is present, you can only specify the department name, rest all values will go null. So here we are entering 1 2 3 4 5 values, 5 rows with by one command. I will just go ahead and run it. So it says duplicate entry for key ABC. So why it is giving a duplicate entry? Because this particular ABC is unique, right? So I will just go ahead and delete it. Now let us run it. I will just go ahead and run it. So you can see now this has successfully executed. Select star from departments, and we will have ABC, GHJ, XYZ, MNQ, OOO, AWER, all the values are present. So again, like there can be a scenario where you need to insert values from other table. So for example, like you have two different databases. So here I am creating up a new database, which is a new database, and it also has departments. So again, for example, you are into a company and your company has like departments such as the IT department, the network department, then the production department, then the testing department. So these are all are the departments, and your boss goes ahead and opens up a new company, right? And he wants that this new company also has the same departments. So there are two ways. Either you can like first export all the records from the previous database and then embed them over here, or you can do something like this. So insert gives you a feasibility of using the select statement. You can use the select statement to insert the values from another table into this table. So now you can see over here that the table is departments, and it will be in new database. So let me create it first. So there are two databases. One is test database, and now I am created another database which is new database. So this is created successfully, and the table is also created. And both the databases has the table departments, right? Now I want to insert all the values which are in department testdb.department. If you see over here, into new database, which is new database dot departments, right? I will just give something like this, and I'm extracting department ID and department name. I just want to fill these two things because it does not have department value. So what I will do, I will just select star from new database dot departments. Let me show you. So this is another way of like using the table. At first I am giving the database name dot the table name. So this way you can bifurcate different tables in different databases, and you can use the values or the data inside them, or like transfer data from one table to another. So this is empty as of now, right? New database one is empty. Now I will go ahead and run this command. So this command is also successful. Now let's go ahead and see what all data this new database contains. And yes, this has all the database. This has fetched all the records from the, and see, it does not have the third column. Rather, if you change the database from testdb over here rather than new database, then it will also have the third column, which is department value, right? So these are like few more things which you should understand, like you can use with the insert statement and how you can insert values into table. There are different aspects. So the major point is like you can even use select statement for inserting values, and this is very useful while building up the test data, or like making data migration part. So, or like when you are as a developer, when you are making up a new system and you have a reference to some old system, you can use all these things. So this is a very useful tool, and majorly it is used in test creation and data migration. So there is one more thing, that there is a global variable called as maximum allowed packets. So if you like, this is something like which has some initial value, and if you want to change this value and make it to 0, say you make it to 0, then it will not allow you to like insert any value in the table. So what exactly this states is how much data is allowed while inserting into a table. So it says that you are allowed to insert 1000 kb, or like something like this. So this is a global variable. I just wanted you to mark a reference, because there might be a scenario where you want to restrict the insertion data limit. So you want a table to just have a 2 MB of data insertion limit for a single statement. So there can be a scenario like this. So I just wanted to mention that there is a feasibility in MySQL. You can use something like this. So this brings this lesson to the close. In the next chapter, we will be talking about the select statement, and then in progressing chapters, we will talk about various options we can use with the select statement. Thank you guys. Have a great day. Please do like and subscribe the channel.